ahead and get started. It's about like 12 after, and maybe we're gonna have a few others come in. I don't anticipate this being a very long meeting at all, but so welcome and Happy New Year to those I haven't seen to our first meeting of 2017. We're looking forward to another great year like we had last year, and hopefully you all will be pleased with the results. We got feedback from various homeowners, and everybody was pretty pleased with what we did and the projects we did last year, and we want to keep that same momentum going this year. One thing that we want to do, keep in mind what I want you to kind of think about throughout the meeting if it comes to you. I want you to also just kind of write down things that you like to see in the community that maybe we have not addressed. Now, I'm not saying we're going to be able to get to it, but we'd like to hear more from you all. Any projects or anything that you want us to address. And maybe we can talk about it at the very end. And the board can write down some notes and stuff. And so we'll kind of do that pretty much at all the meetings, just kind of touching bases, because of course tonight we're starting off with less than 20, and I'm sure that some more people may come, and as it gets warmer throughout the year, more people come to the meetings and stuff. So again, welcome and thank you for coming out. The first thing I want to do is just kind of introduce our board for 2017. My name's Arthur Reese. For those who don't know, I'm the president, and we have Junior here, who is our I still call our treasurer secretary, and we have Yvonne Lee, who is not here tonight. Her granddaughter is getting honored with the Board of Education, and you've seen us three here last year. So we've got two additions to the board, a member at large. What we're trying to do is just kind of expand. We've done this in the past before. So last year, it was our first year on the board. We wanted to just kind of focus on just allowing us three to do it. So as the year progressed, we talked as a board and say, look, we want to go ahead and extend the board out. So we have Stacy Bonner here tonight, and Stacy's been in our community about two years, and Mark Martin. You've probably heard me mention his name throughout the meetings. Anytime I talk about communicating with the county government in terms of doing stuff with streets or anything like that. Mark used to work for Rockdale County when I was there, and he's unable to be. He's out of town for the weekend. So as you'll see us five pretty much at all the meetings going forward. So I just wanted to let you know. So please welcome Stacy and Mark to the board.
Thank you.
Do we have any of our new residents here tonight? Hold on. Monica Tucker or Christopher Hay? Okay, what we try to do is acknowledge every quarter our new residents. I'm sorry I don't have their addresses with me, but we do have those two new residents to the community, so maybe they'll come in later and we'll acknowledge them as well. And what we do with all our new residents, we give them a packet with everything from that's going on in Rockdale. There's some literature that we get from the city of Conyers, and then we also give them a plan as well. One thing I just want to talk about just at the first of each year really is the expectations. The expectations from us that we have for you all is that at these meetings that we remain respectful when people are speaking, whether it be the board or you as the residents. We feel like everything that everyone says in here is important, and everybody should get a chance to speak as long as everybody is respectable when they're speaking. So that's the expectations for us, what we want you all to expect from us is the things that that you want done for our community to make it continue to look very nice in the community, in Rockdale County, have nice curb appeal, you want to make sure that we are being held accountable and making sure that we're are doing just that. And that's what we will continue to work towards and continue making us what I feel like one of the best communities in Rockdale County. So, just that's what we're gonna keep these expectations every year. We're gonna talk about it just at the beginning of each year. Hopefully, we don't have to address any of these issues going forward, or you all have concerns about the way we're spending money, or et cetera. So we always try to be transparent. So always remember that. So just to kind of update you on 2016 from the last time we met. We've done very little because just that's a time where it's holidays, you be with your family, there's not a whole lot of activity going on in the community. But what we did was we added 2 new doors by the pool house. Anybody that's ever been up on the side where the playground is, those doors there, they were very old. They were the original doors from when the pool house was built. They were very weak, so you could actually, somebody my size, I could actually lean up on it and it'll bend. And if I wanted to put some pressure in, I could probably break the door. So what we did was we had the doors installed this year, very solid doors. So anything that we have stored in there, we feel a lot better about security inside the pool house. Just a quick reminder about our garbage pickups. Remember, now we have a couple of different companies coming through our subdivision. So before you call Rhonda and say, hey, somebody's not picking up their garbage, you might want to look at the trash can. They're a little different because Robertson does pick up on Tuesday. Then there's another company that picks up on Wednesday, and I think there's another company that picks up on Thursday. There are 3 sanitation companies that can come through our subdivision. So before we call and say, hey, this person has had their garbage out there, you know, and it's Thursday, we might want to just wait till Friday, because I don't think there's anybody picking up garbage on Friday, okay? So just keep that in mind and just be respectful. You know, they shouldn't have any trash out over the weekend, but during the week we need to be able to allow a little bit of flexibility. So thank you on that. Okay, Christmas lights. I don't know about you all, but the Christmas lights that we put up every year at the front of the subdivision is outstanding. I've heard nothing but the greatest accolades from other people who live in other communities saying it's just awesome to ride by and see the way you all have it lit up. So the person who kind of spearheads that whole process just walked in. So would you all please acknowledge Linda Martin. Linda, would you please come front, please?
Awesome job.
Linda really enjoys putting that stuff out there. She'll come out, you know, from time to time. Arthur, when you coming, I tell her I'm not coming, because I don't like putting up my own Christmas trees. But she really enjoys it. So, Linda, what we want to do is, as a token of our appreciation from Fountain Crest Subdivision, we want to offer this basket of love. Come on. Okay, Ronald will take a picture.
Okay. Thank you.
One more time for Linda. Okay, so things that we want to do for 2017. We're really not going to speak in major detail about it, a lot of things, because some things we're still kind of working through. But what we want to do is, as you're entering into the subdivision by the tennis court, when you get to the first traffic calming island, or the speed calming island, or the island, if you will, if you look to your left, that grass that's from the beginning of that island over to the left, all the way up to maybe the first tree. It's a lot of space there. I can't even tell you how many feet. I would probably say 100 feet, if not more. There's no sprinkler system there. That's probably the few places where it's one of the places where we don't have a sprinkler system that we are responsible for taking care of. And so what we want to do is we want to extend our sprinkler system that we currently have over into that area. So what we're going to do, we've already got one bid from our landscaper. So what we're going to do is we're going to have Rhonda to go get 2 more, and of course what we'll do is we'll get the one that works for us financially, and make sure we get the best quality as well. That's important as well too. So that is something that we want to work on. That's probably going to have to happen pretty soon, because it's encouraged to do that in the springtime when grass is growing and we're trying to get things fertilized. So that's one of the things we'll do. Pool umbrellas. Now, we started last year. I can't remember how many we got. I think we ordered about 12 to 15 umbrellas. And so what we want to do is we're probably going to get a few more, because we still had some tables and chairs that didn't have the the umbrellas in there. So we want to do that. And another thing that we want to do is we want to restrap the pool furniture. There are a lot of pieces of furniture that was broken because of the straps. Again, these are the original. I shouldn't say that now, because I think we bought some pool furniture a couple of years after we've been here, because someone had threw all of our pool furniture into the pool one fall. So we had to kind of end up getting some more. And so this is some older furniture, so probably it's just been weatherized, and we're going to kind of get that restrapped, and hopefully we may even do it in a different color, just to kind of give it a different look down at the pool. I think the colors we have now is fine, but if the board sees that they want to add a different color, we'll do so, just to kind of spice it up a little bit down there. We had a lot of activity at the pool. We had a lot of feedback. A lot of people enjoyed it, and we want to kind of increase that, get more usage out of the pool, have people hanging out, kind of make it almost feel like you're down in the beach somewhere, down in South Florida. So we're trying to get there. We really are trying to make it that kind of environment where it's really fun. So those are one of the things we're gonna do. We also got to update our pool policies and rules. We've got some inconsistencies there. A lot of people might have missed it, but there's some age inconsistencies on there. So we're not gonna go into a whole lot of detail. We're gonna work with our lawyers to get the right jargon down, and then we're gonna repost some new pool rules. But we will have another meeting, as we always do, 2 weeks before we open the pool in May, and we'll go through all of the rules, so you'll be crystal clear on what it is and how it affects us as homeowners.
Monica, we try to send it to them as well, won't
Yeah, we can do that. We can also send that to you as well. But again, we'll do it closer near the pool, so it'll be fresher on your mind as you get ready to go out there to the pool. Reflection Creek. I know Stacy lives back there. The back part of Reflection Creek that goes into Summit Creek, the subdivision in the back. So I don't know how many of you all live back there. Okay, good, okay. So that's the Autobahn now. That's the new Autobahn. So folks are going back there. When they hit that corner, they just take off, okay? We got a lot of kids out there. Sterling has put a sign out there and say, drive like your kids live here. I mean, it's unfortunate we gotta put that out. But what we're gonna do is we're going to kind of approach the county and see if there's some things that we can do. The first thing they're gonna talk about is the SPLOST money, and how that's already divvied out. But we're gonna offer some solutions. Mark is gonna look into that. One of the few things that we're gonna look at is the little bump that you see, that when you go over like a speed bump. There's a couple of different ways, and probably the least expensive is the ones that are like plastic, and they can be painted to look really nice. But if you go to Ingles, if you drive right in front of Ingles have one. A lot of people don't even realize, but are the ones you place them down, and then they drive this metal stake in the ground, and they look really nice. theirs probably need to be repainted, but it's probably been there a long time. So I wanna offer that to the county if that's gonna get them out there the fastest. Whatever is gonna get them out there the fastest, that's gonna disrupt a driver from driving 50 miles an hour down that street, that's what we wanna do. Of course, if we go more expensive, then it's gonna be a delay. It's gonna be a lot of hemming and hawing. Oh, you gotta plan this for next year, and we gotta put this. And so what we wanna try to do is something really, I say really quick, but what I mean is this year. So Mark is going to kind of do his homework on that, contact the county, work with Rhonda, and we'll see what we come up with. But I just wanna let you know, for those who live back there, we hear you, we've heard you, and we're gonna try to really do something about it. But it's not our money, it's the county's money. It's their streets. These streets belong to Rockdale County. So just kind of keep that in mind. So events, that's really all the projects we have planned right now for next year. Not to say that some won't come up later. But events, we really were very pleased with what took place last year. We really liked the pool opening party that we had Memorial Day weekend. We liked the back to school bash that we did in July, which we thought was a hit, giving school supplies back to the kids, and turned into like a cookout, etc. National Night Out was something that we did new. It was the first time. Last year was so much that was going on with police and our African American children that we felt like it'd be great to turn that into like a town hall meeting, and it turned out to be great. It was fantastic, you guys. We had over 60 people out there, and really, I mean, it didn't get out of hand. Questions were asked, and they were able to face it and deal and answer those questions. So this year, and Stacy brought that idea to the board, and this year, of course, we don't want to turn it like that into that again. So this year, we're going to kind of turn it into somewhat of a celebration. We may kind of incorporate the town hall, kind of feature into it. We'll see as we plan. However, in any of these events that we're planning, if there are any volunteers, anybody has suggestions, please reach out to the board. I don't want you all to feel that it's just us planning this. This is all of us planning this, So if you have an idea that's gonna help any of these functions better, please get in touch with somebody on the board, or get in touch with us via Facebook, our Fountain Crest Facebook, and just send us out something. Water aerobics, that went off really, really well. We went 8 weeks, I think. But the teachers go back to school like the end of July, and that's when I think it started tapering off a little bit. We were averaging about anywhere from 15 to 20 folks out there. On Saturdays, we was out there at 9 o'clock. Probably towards that 6th week is when it started fading out a little bit. So we may just do 6 weeks only. But if we hear from you all and you all want to continue more, of course we'll do whatever the community wants. So we know during the summer people are trying to do their whole exercising, so all we're trying to do is just offer another way. We've got a pool, so let's use it. And we'll bring out another certified instructor, and we'll do the same thing that we did, a 9 to 10 hour power of water aerobics. So we look forward to doing that again this summer. Then we had a pool closing party, so we had an opening, might as well close it right too. And that went off well. Again, both parties, we had, and the back to school bash, we had DJ, we had food, we had, good feedback. We had a variety. I think we did Mexican for the pool opening, then we did barbecue for the closing, and for the back to school, we had pizza. So we tried to change it up a little bit. So not sure what we're gonna do this year, but again, we are gonna do something like that. So please come out, participate, bring your children and enjoy, the festivities that we are trying to offer here in our community. Yard sales, we're gonna continue doing the same. Is that 2 times? Yeah, the same 2 yard sales that we've done before. So we'll give dates. We don't have dates. So by the time May comes around, we'll have some dates for you, and we can kind of lock it down in the calendar as far as the yard sale. Another thing that we want to do is a suggestion that brought up is that we want to kind of do like a little holiday party. Now, that is definitely in the infancy stages. We don't really have an idea, but you know, it's an adult. We do something for the kids all summer long. Okay, let me specify. So this holiday party will be more for the adults because of what we've done all summer long for the kids. So if you have any ideas, any potential plans or something that you can kind of share with us that you think that'd be great for us, even a venue, because we don't know that again, but it's something that we just want to do and just celebrate the holiday cheer. We've got our neighborhood looking good, so why not us just go out and have somewhere and we can kind of just celebrate amongst ourselves. Even if you don't celebrate Christmas, we can celebrate the holiday spirit. Okay. Okay, Stacy said if anybody plays in the band or knows anybody that plays in the band, get in touch with her. But any idea, we really, we got about 7 months to plan that. Well, 7 months to plan and be ready to execute on it. So please share your ideas. As far as technology, as you see, we've got our little iPad here. We're going to continue to tape our meetings and record our meetings, and it'll be out on YouTube or Facebook in 24 hours. So those of you who have neighbors that couldn't come out for whatever reason, just share with them that it'll be available. We'll send an e-blast. We'll send an e-blast out. We'll also put it on our Facebook. And what would it probably be on 2017 Fountain Crest? Like the big goal. Yeah. So they'll probably say something like Fountain Crest HOA and just look for 2017 if they go directly to YouTube to look for it, okay? So again, we just try to make it accessible. We know everybody can't make meetings. We know folks are fighting traffic out here and they're trying to get here. So again, we're just trying to make our message available to everyone, okay? Continue to like us on Facebook. As you like us, you'll get more information. Please tell your neighbors to do it. I think we communicate very, very well through that social media spot. And even if you're not computer savvy or social media savvy, just get connected. Have your son or daughter or grandson or granddaughter. I promise you they know how to do it. Trust me, I know they know how to do it. So just go ahead and like us, and you'll start getting some information from us as well. Also, you can ask questions on there if you can. That's the easiest way. All the board members have access to it, so we can all respond. And between 5 of us, there should be a response within 24 hours. I'm telling you, there will be a response within 24 hours, okay? It won't necessarily come from the president. Always, it may come from any one of us. So, or Rhonda. Rhonda has access. So again, what we're just trying to do is just, sometimes calling is a little tougher. Sometimes it's just easier just to put a question on Facebook and boom, you can get a response back. And the beautiful thing about that is it could be something that somebody else wanted to ask that just didn't ask. So you just ask for them. So we want to keep that going. So Fountain Crest, okay. So just to give you some updates, and Rhonda can talk to you a little bit about this in her piece shortly. Dues are still at $500. We haven't changed that. Our delinquency rate is 36%, which is about 124 homes as of February 28th. And out of that 124, 87 is current. So, yes, 11%. So that's 11% that we're trying to focus on getting going. I mean, we don't know what it could be. Just, maybe they're waiting on the income taxes. We don't know. So hopefully by the next meeting in May, that number will have gone down, which is good, which will be, good for us. again, we can't do what we need to do unless people are doing what they're supposed to do. So, we just hope that does change. It's always usually a high at the beginning of the year, always. It's just, this is normal, but we just hopefully that number will decrease, but like I said, by the time we have our next meeting. As always, we always need volunteers, okay? The ARC committee is something that is probably one of the most active, and that is the committee where we approve the things that people want to make changes to their homes, okay? And so that's, we don't want the board doing this because we already have responsibilities, so we want to have a separate entity. Right now, we only have one individual, so the board is involved in it, helping that individual get up to par and more comfortable making decisions. So, but if you know anybody who's willing to participate, Junior is excellent at training and getting you ready and knowing what to look for. So please come out for that. Beautification committee, that's our committee where we go out and kind of do cleaning up a little bit on the weekends. We try to do it twice a month. Last year, Tony Berry kind of helped send out the communication. We had a small group that came out, usually about anywhere from 3 to 5, and we just came out and picked trash up around the front, and then we met at the pool, chatted a little bit, and then everybody went home. We kind of used as exercise. Also, too, the beautification committee will help choose the lawn of the month, and they've helped with that as well. They kind of go around, so while they're cleaning up, they're looking at all the different homes and stuff in the yards, and so they help with that as well. We still do the kids. Yes. Okay, all right. So on that committee, Helen and Mabel, they did it last year, and they did an outstanding job, and we appreciate their support. We hope they come back this year as well. Come back and help as well. Welcome committee. Right now, Yvonne on our board is on that, and basically what we're doing is that as we get new homeowners that come to the community, we greet them. You know, I usually try to go over with Yvonne, and we'll just welcome them to the neighborhood. And by this being so close to our HOA meeting, we was hoping that they'd come out tonight, and that's why we brought packages and flowers for them. So now what we'll do is we'll actually go deliver to their home. Someone's here? Oh, okay. Monica Tucker or Christopher Hay? Okay, well, Christopher Hay, would y'all stand up, please? Hey, would y'all come up, please? Let's welcome our newest homeowners over here, Christopher Hay. And Sharon. Okay, great. All right, good. Now, which street?
We're on Reflection.
Okay, they're on 26th Day Reflection Creek. Y'all come on so I can take a picture. Oh.
Yeah, Arthur, you get in there. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Let's give them a hand again. Yeah.
Pamela Williams of Bracknell.
Pamela Williams? Okay,
She joined in 2006, but she's her first time here.
oh, so your first time here at a meeting,
Yes.
but you've been here? Okay, well, let's welcome you, and we'll get a plate out to you. Pamela Williams, and you're at what street? Bracknell Court. Okay, that's right up at the front. So that's all right. I hope you've been pleased with your house being here and you've been away. So I hope, hope all has been well. So We wanna get you a flower as well, since you're just coming here, and I hope, you enjoy, our community. Okay, at this point, I'm gonna bring Rhonda up to talk about our financials.
A little shorter than he is. Good evening, everybody. And like he said, happy belated New Year's. We haven't seen each other in a while, so we hope everybody's had a blessed holiday season and a new year. So the handouts that you see out on the table, I just brought for you, as I normally do, the breakdown of the numbers up through the end of February, which is just a couple of months, so it's not extravagant, but it's still wonderful for the beginning of the year. And the reserve account balance is still growing, which is good. And they have not had to take any money out of the reserves even from last year to do even some of the things that Fountain Crest did, so that's good. So on the breakdown sheet, as Arthur said about the delinquency, and he is correct, this time of year it's kind of like a trickle, but once they know the pool's gonna open, a lot of times people will come in April and May and get it all done. So hopefully that's the case, and we are sending them. Late letter went out in February, and a late letter is going out in March. So with that communication, I have heard from several people that's worked it out. So hopefully with that communication, they will be calling and sending in their dues as soon as possible. The checking account balance as of the end of February was $69,704.37. And the reserve account balance is, I'm sorry, that's a typo, I put 930, should have changed that, I apologize, is $128,854.19 as of the end of February. The total income year to date is $102,020. And then going down the total operating expenses for the 2 months and the capital expenses, that was for the doors at the pool area, pump house, and it wasn't just the double doors, but it was also the single door that's to the left of the double door. So really all 3 doors, the framing, everything that had to do with the frame and doors itself, were done. The total transfers into the reserves year to date is $4,244, so our net income for the year is $76,491. The other paperwork on the table is actually just a breakdown for the whole year of 2016. So I'm not gonna go over all of that, but I did want you to see where the HOA ended up at the end of the year so that you could have that. Now on Heritage Edge, which is our website, just so you know, and through FountainCrestHOA.com, you do have access if you have created a login and a password. If not, I suggest that you do, because you do have access to every month's balance sheet and income statement. You have access to any of the previous newsletters that have gone out, any kind of communication. We also are going to be posting these graphics as a document on the website, so that in case someone wants to go and view the document, they can view what was talked about at the meeting. So there's a lot to be said to be able to go onto the website and you can view your account, you can see the covenants and bylaws, you can print an ARC request, you can do a lot of homeowner things on the website that I think are good. If you receive our broadcast emails, then obviously I have your current email and you're getting the broadcast emails. If you're new or if you don't get the broadcast emails and you want to be involved, I do have a sheet here if you want to come up afterwards and fill it out with your name and address and your email and your phone numbers, then that will help update your information, and then we can get you on the list so that we can send out those broadcasts. And we have more and more people's emails. It helps to communicate. So Does anyone have any questions regarding that information? All right, thank you.
And also, we're gonna have a sign-up sheet for volunteers, for those who wanna sign up for any of our committees, and that'll be, after the meeting up here. So, now I want to, introduce, we have a guest here tonight. I hope that you all partake in the food that he brought in for us, and his company. This is something that I like to, maybe start doing for our meetings, where we have a company that come in and sponsor our meetings. You get refreshed with refreshments, and they come up and share with you about things or products that their company is selling that will benefit us, and also maybe benefit us from a financial aspect as well. So right now, I want to have come up Mr. Thomas Dean from Florence Creations, and he is going to share with you what his company does and what his company can do for Fountain Crest. So without further ado, would you please welcome Mr. Thomas Dean III.
Thanks, brother. Good evening, everyone. I'll be brief. We appreciate the opportunity to be invited by your president to host your meeting. Hopefully you enjoyed the refreshments. Our company is called Floor Creations. We're local, right here in your community on Sigmund Road. We're one red light past the sheriff's office, right off of I-20. We're a full-service floor covering operation. Kind of where you are as a subdivision now, a lot of your neighbors have been doing business with us. We've actually renovated about 16 of the homes in your subdivision in the last 9 months. We install everything that covers the floor: hardwoods, engineered woods, laminate floors, carpeting, luxury vinyl, a little bit of everything. We're a full service operation, which literally means that we'll come out to your home, take measurements, and give you an in-home quote, an estimate that we'll present to you while we're at your home. Anything that we give an estimate on, we will be able to install the materials within 48 hours of us giving you an estimate. Now, when I say we're a full service company, we have benefits for that. We also offer a 12-month no interest financing promotion every day of the week, not just when we have a sale going on. So if you have a project that you run into, an emergency in your home, such as the hot water heater burst, and you're forced to change the floor, you can call us, do the 12 months same as cash with no money down, and we'll come in and replace those floors for you. Or if you're just at the point where you know you need to change the floors, or one of your neighbors came to me with an issue where they were having problems with respiratory issues, and their doctor recommended to them that they needed to get rid of the carpeting. So they needed to immediately have us to rip out all the carpeting, and we put in a hard surface floor of wood for health reasons. It wasn't a planned situation, but she found herself back and forth to the doctor with asthmatic issues. And as a result of that, I understand that she hasn't been having as many asthmatic issues once we put the hard wood in the house. So what I've done is I've brought out some handouts that was originally drafted for the Chamber of Commerce. I'm one of the local ambassadors for the Rockdale County Chamber of Commerce, which means we're proud that we do business in our own county consistently. As you notice on the handouts I brought tonight, they offer you a 10% discount. Please hold on to that. Put it in your files. If you're not ready to do a project now, when you are ready, that will get you 10% off of the materials that you're dealing with for your floor covering project. 10% may not sound like a whole lot if you're in Macy's, but if you're doing a $10,000 floor renovation, 10% is a big chunk of change. So my name's Thomas Dean. I'm one of the local flooring guys, and we want to be the one that you think of when it is time to change your floors. And it doesn't matter if you're just changing the floors in your master bedroom closet, or if you decide to overhaul the entire house. There's no project too small and no project too large. In the back of the room, I have samples of just a few of products that have become popular at this time. but we do have a $1 million showroom that's presented on Sigmund Road that you're welcome to come over and stroll through, take a look, see what you like. If you're not quite sure, but you know you want to change the look of the house, it's a good opportunity to come and visit with us, okay? I'm an interior designer as well as a flooring expert. So if you need help in that area, we can provide those services, and we just appreciate the opportunity you allowing us to share in your meeting this evening. And please take a sandwich home, something to drink, and keep us in mind if we can ever help you with your floor covering needs. Thank you.
Thank you, Thomas. Please make sure that you all visit over there at the end. Purposely wanted to put him at the end, so if you all have any questions, they'll stay fresh on your mind, because we're near the end of our meeting. So what I'd like to do is just kind of open the floor to see if there are any questions that you all may have. Yes.
Yes, my name is Mabel Johnson. I live on Wittering Lake. Thank you. I wanted to ask a question. One, about the cars parked on the lawns in the neighborhood that's beginning to pop up, on the side lawns or in the front lawns. So is that issue being addressed? That's one question. And then I was going to ask about that pothole that's always reoccurring on Fall River in front of that home at I think it's 1387, 1389, one of the ones. Yes, I have called about 3 times over the years regarding that pothole. Is there anything the county can do to repair that so it won't keep occurring over and over again?
Okay, so her first question was about cars being parked on lawns, and the second question was about a pothole if you're coming down Fall River, turning like maybe going to Reflection. When you go into that traffic cone and there's a little pothole, it was filled about a year ago, and they must have put a very cheap product down, because through weather erosion, it has now kind of developed back into a pothole. So my response to the first question, and I would have to defer to see if the board has heard, or Rhonda, I didn't know of any cars that were being parked on the
She
lawn.
had reported one to me on Weathering Way that I've
And
already
it's
seen.
still happening.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so,
just haven't said anything to Rhonda. I do have pictures. I know
Okay.
what type of car it is.
okay.
And,
Is this overnight, or is this happening during the?
overnight, during the day.
Yeah. So I would say, you know, when people are having gatherings during the day, you have a party, or you're having folks come over, parking on the lawn, I would see that as something that's very much permissible. But when it starts happening overnight or regularly, you're just parking on the lawn, that means your grass is looking bad. And so, of course, we've got our curb appeal policy, if you will. So that is something that we can send out a letter. Rhonda will take care of and send that out. We do have, let me remind you, we do have where we've sent those letters out, after the 3rd time, there's a fine. There's a fine. So just know that if you ever receive a letter, you know, the first letter we can talk about it. Some people get letters.
It's also against the county.
Kind of code enforcement, yeah. You get a letter, I mean, we can, you know, you can call Rhonda, we can kind of talk through that, blah, blah, blah. But when you get these same letters and they're consistent, you're avoiding fixing the problem, then, you know, we've already instituted that we will enforce a fine, which will continue to add up on your bill. But yes, so in that situation, that is a code enforcement violation, and so we as well can call code enforcement, and they too can issue out a warning or a fine as well. So yes, and we will take action on that. The second part on that is we just need to do probably the same thing that you did, is call the county, and we can just let them know that this will be the 2nd time they come out. So we appreciate.
5th time.
Really?
Cause I called 3 times before myself.
And they've come out those times?
They came out.
Okay.
They don't do a very good job of patching it.
Okay, so we just need to kind of talk to them about the quality of their work. Again, Mark is not here, he's actually a good person to kind of go to, for us to contact. Who are you contacting over there at the county?
I just called,
The main number?
call the main number and ask them to
Yeah, yeah.
dispatch me to whomever.
So
is
there's a parks and, there's a roads division or something like that, within the county. So what we probably need to do is find out where that department is and then go and talk to that director that's over that department. So what we'll do is, Ron, just make
Yeah,
note
I'll
of that
call.
so we can, okay. All right, thank you, Mabel, appreciate you bringing that to attention. Any other questions? Yes,
I noticed the fountain has not been running in the past several weeks.
Right.
Is there any light on that?
yeah, so there was a water restriction.
Which is still in effect.
It's still in effect, that, it went in effect like back in November or something. It was,
It was like right at the end of the.
yeah, it was at the end, yeah, so I don't, yeah, right around November, December. There's water restriction on that, so it's still in effect, and until they lift that, we are
And
going.
Collins actually copied me on an email a couple of weeks ago where he was actually trying to find out again.
When
if
is
it was
the date?
still, and it's still in effect right
Okay.
now.
So when we have that restriction removed, then you'll see, our pool maintenance company come and fill it up. Yeah, hold on, Al, right before Linda had her hand up, right?
When the fountain Crest, the main street you paved, is that on schedule?
So let me tell you what we were told. I think my personal opinion is that they ran out of SPOS money to complete the project. What they told us was our roads that from Reflection all the way back were newer roads and roads that could be saved, if you will. So they went through, so I know like over 2 years ago, you rode down the street, it looked like somebody was just spraying stuff on the ground. And they said that was some kind of treatment that helps absorb the tar. And then it's supposed to cover the cracks that were in the road as well. And then they went and covered it. They said that the front part of the subdivision roads need to be redone, like altogether needs to be scraped, like a top layer needs to be scraped. And so they said that's gonna cost more money. And so what they did was they did the newer streets. So when I say newer, the newer out of the older. So the subdivision is, 15, 18, 17 years old. So the Reflection on back is probably 15 years old. The front of the subdivision is probably close to 20 years old. Okay, 17, I think it was built in 99, 2000. So that's what we were told. So at the end of the day, I just felt like they ran out of SPOS money, they ran out of money to finish that project. And so they said, we ran out of SPOS money, because what happens is the SPOS money pays for that. And that's that special local tax that we pay for that goes to the county for them to manage. So, we can just ask them where we are on the project list, because that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to put us back on the next project list when they had funds available. We can find out. We'll just check on that. No, we can check on that. I'm sorry, that was another question, yes. Al?
Yeah, good, my name is Al Jasper. This is a follow-up question to what Mr. Thomas asked, with the fountain.
Uh-huh.
I don't understand, why is it, I thought the fountain was recirculating water. Because you said that, there's a water problem,
Mm-hmm.
and therefore we can't operate the fountain. Isn't the fountain the 30,000 gallons of water there? Then, if there's a water problem, why send the water out? Why not keep the water and recirculate what we have? I don't understand that one.
I mean, I think that's a fair,
It
argument,
is, but I think it's under a different, category than pools. So
Mhm.
like during pool season, even if you have a restriction, your pools aren't restricted.
Mhm.
But fountains or water features or things like that are. So
Mhm.
that's what I was told, that it was under a different category.
Yeah. And listen, you guys, I mean, this is not us just sharing, I mean, you can actually call the county And I mean, if you get something different, please let us know, but that's the county directing us. So, I mean, Al, I think it's a fair question. I don't know the technical jargon to really respond to that, other than what, Rhonda's saying is that.
What was told to me from
Yeah.
Collins, yeah.
Cause I remember seeing something that said something about all pools, all fountains and stuff was included in the water restrictions. I did see that, but why? I didn't question asking, but I mean, I think that's a good question. I mean, it's recyclable water, so why are we, why is that an issue? But I mean, we just follow what mandates, they put out.